Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a Python quiz. So I have not gotten very far. I will admit I have not gotten very far in this Python course, okay? Who knew having a full-time job and taking on an online computer science course would be so difficult? So here we are. I did the course introduction and then I did the install and setup, so we did some things. And then I got into section 3, stepping into the world of Python. So I'm just going to briefly walk through the videos. It was the first Python program. There were some coding exercises, which were really nice. And then we talked about strings, the escape character, and then we went more into operators, expressions, some more coding exercises, which I appreciate because it's like I need a little quiz in between. I can't have just one quiz at the end. We went into the string data type, slicing, backwards slicing, that's a thing. And then string operators, all kinds of stuff. And then at the very end, you have your first quiz. So I'm gonna go over the quiz. Now, they tell you what the right answer is, but they don't really walk you through it. Like when I took a class with She Codes, like Matt Delic, he walks through the solution. So that's kind of what I want to do for anyone who's taking this course or wants, like, I'm going to do all the quizzes on my channel because I think it would be cool to see what the answers are and have a step-by-step solution. So I will be pulling out my iPad at certain points so I can draw some stuff. The first one's pretty straightforward. So this is question 1. And it says, the following program contains an error. Examine the code carefully and work out which line is incorrect. So this one's a pretty basic one, right? So you see this green, right, in quotations. So I'm like, I go back and I take my notes here. So this is actually a quiz from Tim Buchalka. This is his class on Udemy. I put 25%, that's a lie. I meant like 5%. We go down and just the first thing we learned was just how to print something. So it looks like you put in quotation marks. If I keep going down, I know that sometimes you can do this triple quotation mark, but I don't see any doubles. So if we go here, the first one, I'm like, okay, print, that looks pretty straightforward. That one looks fine, right? This next one, I mean, it's got an apostrophe here, but it's also looks kind of fine. And then this one, and then you can see how it's kind of like green from there to there. So it looks like maybe it thinks it's wanting to print and then print nothing. So I think that this could potentially be the one that's wrong. So I'm just gonna stick that in the back of my mind. I'm not gonna jump to conclusions here. And then here we have another one that's just another word. So I personally think it's this one because I think the discoloration of the text and that. So I'm gonna go and click that one and then you press check answer. Oh, and look, it says, good job. Great. And then we go to the next one. So this one, let's zoom out a little bit. Well, actually, I kind of like that. So this is question 2. In this program, 2 of the variables will have the same value. Okay. So it looks like we have meals 1 through 4. And then we have spam, eggs, beans, so it's like a plus. Okay, and then we have spam, /n, which is, I think those are like the escape characters. I would need to go in here and see. There was some backslashing, I'm starting to remember. No, these were operators. I thought maybe search escape. Oh yeah, here we go. So yeah, so here's /t is like tabbing. So you can see it gets tabbed. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then /n looks like it puts on a new line. Okay, that makes sense. /n new, /t tab, right? So this one looks like it's just spam plus eggs plus beans. I think it would just be that all spelled out together. And then we have spam /n eggs /n beans. So it looks like that's going to be on 3 separate lines. Okay. And I'll pull this up in Python in a second here, so we can kind of see it. And then this one's spam, comma, eggs, comma, beans. So you know that one's not gonna be the same as that one because it doesn't have the commas. And let's see. This one's spam, and then it looks like it's on a new line, and new line there. Okay, so I think meal 4 and meal 1, no, meal 2, because that's on new line, new line, new line, and meal 4 will be the same, so 2 and 4. Oh wait, that's not 1 and 4. Oh, so easy with these things. Okay, check answer. Okay, perfect. I hope that made sense. But I'll write them out just so you can see. And then we press next, and we have question 3. What will the output produced by this line? Okay. So here's some options. So it looks like it's /T, so it's a tab, right? So think tab. These are on different lines, so that would be \n. And then, oh, there's only 2 options. Oh wait, 3. Okay, I think it's tab. I think it's just tabbed. I feel like I'm missing one. Okay, let's just click it, see what happens. Okay, next. Question 4. What will the output of this program, what will be the output of this program? John Cleese, age 78. Okay. I mean, my instinct is to go for John Cleese and then 78. I'm pretty sure I got this one wrong last time, so like I redid the quiz because I struggled my way through it and I wanted to talk about the answers and help reinforce me. So I think I clicked John Cleese 78. But you have to remember when it does the pluses, and you have a string plus another string plus a number, it's gonna error because it can't add that number because that number, that age, is not a string. So it won't add it like this. And that was what I chose. So I'm going to put the program will give an error. Ah, yes, nice. Okay. And now we're on question 4? Next. Question 5. What result will this program print? Okay. I'm pretty sure I got this one wrong too, so that's really awesome. I jumped to conclusions because that's just what I do. So let's see, question 5. Okay, so this is operators, right? So you gotta think PEMDAS or whatever from like middle school or high school. So you're going to do B divided by C. So you're going to do 15 divided by 3, which is 5. And you're going to do 45 minus 5 is 40. I'm like, oh, and then I click this one. But when you divide, I guess it makes it like a floating type. So you have this 0.0. At least that's my understanding. So just be careful when you have division. You want to make sure. So then we'll go to the next one. This is one that's supposed to get hard. This one totally screwed with me. Like, screw this freaking problem. So we'll go over it very slow. Quantity, 10. Price, 5.0. So you know it's probably going to be a floating thing because there's division and there's a 0.0 and whatever. So we might have to do an answer with a 0.0. So then we have total, quantity times price. So you're like 50, right? And then tax is 50 divided by 5, which is 10. So you have your quantity, which is 50, and then 10. And then I'm like total plus tax. So I'm like 50 plus 10, that's 60, right? And then print total. So I tried 60 and 60, and I got them both wrong. And I'm like, what the F? So what it actually was asking for was this total. See how this is a capital T? So I was trying to calculate 60 from here and printing with the capital T, but it wants the lowercase t. So this line is literally there to just trick you. So it's actually 50. Found that out. So take it as you must. Okay. These types of problems really screw me up because I literally, I'm going to get my iPad out and I'm going to draw the numbers on the top because this gets so very confusing. So I have to get the iPad to just like, or notes or something, just to get through this frickin' problem. Okay, so in order to solve this problem, I'm just gonna write out here days, right? And I do equals, and then I'm gonna switch the colors to Monday, comma, and I like to add the underline here, and then I have Tuesday, and then underline dot dot dot. So that's just how I'm going to do it to kind of show you what I'm doing here. Now I'm going to start labeling. I'm going to use a little thinner color here. How it works is it starts at 0. So M is 0, O is 1, N is 2, 3, space is 4, and then T is 5. Okay, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, so forth, so forth. And then maybe I want to grab the next one is, was it Wednesday? So the next one is a Wednesday, and that's 10. Okay, so what they gave us was print. So let me write out print, and then days, and then 5, that, and then parentheses. So this right here is your start. This right here is your stop. And this right here is your step. So your start, when it has the colon, that just means it's telling the program to start at the earliest that you can, and the colon is stop at the earliest that you, or at the end of the string. So start at the beginning and end at the end. So it's basically like telling it to default to the entire length of the string. And then the step is 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to do every 5 ones, we're going to grab that number. So we start here at 0, right? And we grab that one, and then we step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we grab that one. And then we step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we grab that one. So that's what it's doing in order to get M, T, and W. So the answer, and you're going to keep going until the end of the string, which you'll get that from here because you're stopping at the very end of the string. So what you're going to end up getting is you're going to get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that is the answer. Okay, so then we go back to the question and we pick the solution, and then we press check answer. And then we will go to the next one. Question 8. Pretty sure I got this one wrong too. These like strings and slicing are so hard. The reason I got this one wrong is because it says not, and it even capitalized it for me, and I still didn't listen. So again, I'm gonna need to get the iPad out for that, just to label the numbers or label all the string values, because it gets that confusing, and then go through these one by one. Okay, so we're given a set or a long string, and I went and I added the underscores here to represent spaces so that I could count correctly when I start putting the numbers for each letter or character of the string. So what you're going to want to do first is I like to label them. So I go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the space, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 for the space, and you just kind of go along like that. Now I'm not going to go too far, maybe I'll do one more for 15. Now the question is, we want to slice the string to extract just the digits, and it's asking which one do we not want to use? So the first one, which was our example, let's see, it was print, and then it was data, and then the colons, and 5. So again, this is going to be your, let me use a smaller one. This can be your start. This is going to be your stop. And this is going to be your step. So if we want to just get the numbers, which one does not work? So we're going to start by doing this. We're going to take the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is your step. And then we're going to step again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that seems to get just the numbers. So we're like, okay, that one works. So we're just going to put check on that one. The next one we have is print. Let's see. Well, let me undo some of that, so that way we can have a fresh start at the next one. And this one is print data 1:5. Okay, so what this is saying is you're going to go from 1 to 5, but you're going to go up to 5, but not including 5. So you're going to grab 0, and grab 1, 2, 3, and 4. You went up to 5, but you did not include. So it would give you 1. This would give you like 1 colon A space, and that's about it. That would be what you would get out of it. So this one does not work. So just to show you, that one works. This one does not. So this is clearly our answer. Let's go through the other ones just so we have a comprehensive list here. So then the next one is print data, or this is a data, and then this is square, 0 to -1, intervals of 5. And then let's just write out the other one. Print, because they're very similar. Data, colon, -1, 5. Okay. So we already know the answer, but let's just go through these. So this one's interesting because it goes from 0 to -1, and you're like, okay, what's -1? So if you start at the back of the string here, you actually start with -1, and then this would be -2, and then this would be -3. You don't start with 0 because it doesn't make sense to go -0, which is very annoying. So all it's saying is that you're gonna go from 0 to -1. And that's the duration, and it's still a step of 5, so that works. So that one will do it as well. And then lastly, you're going from a default of wherever the start is to -1. So it's basically the same. You're going 0 to -1 and an interval of 5. So that one will also work. So you have multiple that will work, and then clearly this one was the one that did not work. Okay, so after talking about it, we have decided that this is the appropriate thing that will not work. So I jumped to conclusions and grabbed the first one that worked, and I didn't read the not. So we're gonna grab that one, press check answer. Next. Okay, this one's actually decently straightforward. I had to reference my notes for this one, but you have to do it in a certain order. So it says flower, and then it's blue violet. And then you wanna see which one's true. So I go back to my notes, and we need to go down, numeric. This is when it was like something in, because you had to check to see if something was in a data set. Oh, here it is. Here's our example. So it looks like you have to have it in parentheses in the variable, and then it will come out in true or whatever. So let's go back and let's see. So the only one that has it in is this one, but it doesn't have the quotes. This one has the quotes. So check answer, cool, next. And last but not least, this one. I also had to check the notes on this one because I couldn't remember how it worked. So we're gonna go down to my notes here. And it looks like you have these curly brackets with the 0, and then you have to do a dot format and then whatever's in there. And then if it's 0, that corresponds to the first one. And if it's 1, it corresponds to the second one, and 2 if it was that one. So you just have to make sure you do it in the right order. So I'm gonna also get that iPad out for this one because it does get a little complicated. Okay, so how this works is I tried to make it kind of color coordinated here, but you have a flower, which is a rose, and then you have a color, which is red. Now you have to be very careful about this 0 and this 1. Okay, so the 0 will correspond to that slot, and the 1, so we'll do comma 1. So if you were to reverse this, and let's say you did, let's erase this 0, oops. Let's erase this 0 here. And we'll erase that. And let's say you went and you put 1 and then 0. That wouldn't work because you would have the color, which would be red, and then you would have flower, which would be rose, and it would read the red is rose. Just clearly that does not make sense. So that is why you have to be very careful which way you place these. And it also is the same. So if you switch this flower situation, so let's go ahead and erase this. And let's say you moved this guy, you replaced these, then all of a sudden this would be 0 and 1. So if you would have to put 1 and then 0 to get that to make sense, right? Like the rose is red. So you have to be very careful on the order of these and then the order that you put these. But those are also valid solutions. But there's only one, so that is how you solve it. Okay, so clearly we decided that this one is the correct answer, so we're going to go ahead and press check answer and then see results, which we did great. We're ready to move on to the next lecture. Now, when I first did this quiz, I'm not going to lie, I got 5 out of 10. Mainly from not reading directions, going quickly, and when I got them wrong, I was like yelling at my computer. I'm like, damn it. So it was kind of frustrating. But then if you don't get it, you can retry the quiz like I did here. And I like showing you guys how to solve it helps me understand how I got the problem wrong. But anyway, that is the first quiz, the basics of Python, and now I'm going to move on to program flow control in Python. So I'm a little nervous. I do know what an if statement is and some of these like loops and stuff, so I'm kind of excited to move on to from the basics. But if this was helpful, leave a comment below. Maybe if you heard me say something having to do with Python that wasn't accurate, feel free to call me out. But this is basically how the quizzes are. Now, I wish they had solution videos. Maybe they do somewhere. Don't know. Maybe I need to check out his YouTube channel. But I personally like walking through the solutions with you guys. But anyway, I will see you guys next time.